Hello, and this evening I am joined by Rob Commins, Vice President Extraordinaire. Is that your new title?
You can call it that.
Okay, of marketing at Tegile. We're here tonight to talk about some problems that we generally see in the data center, often see in the data center, and that's around sort of workload diversification, I/O patterns, things like that. What's Tegile doing to try to help address the I/O blender? I mean, that's the term everybody uses.
Right. What we see is customers are trying to get more and more aggressive with consolidation. And when you start doing that, you see different types of applications that have different I/O profiles landing on the same array, and the virtual server platform above is round-robining the I/O across there. So you need a system that can handle, very small random write workload, let's say, all the way to, let's say, very large sequential I/O running concurrently.
Right.
And a hybrid system actually does extremely well that way, and we've got this notion of what we call application-aware provisioning, in which we'll set up a logical volume, be it a SAN block type interface, or a file system, NFS, CIFS type, doesn't matter to us. We can optimize the data path for that I/O. So if we've got, let's say, a virtual desktop environment, we know that it's going to have boot storms, login storms, virus scans, the good old Patch Tuesday, things like that. So, and you know a lot about those.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So we'll actually disproportionately bias more flash to that volume, whereas let's say I've got a backup target, or it's just Rob and Scott's PowerPoint files. We can actually force that data to bypass the flash and just land straight to disk, freeing up the resource for the VDI.
Very cool, because that offloads, yeah, that makes sense, because you have tiers of storage, but you don't always have to use both.
Right.
So it makes sense to be able to actually use directly, rather than, the system doesn't have to then have the smarts, you free up processing power for other things, like powerful dedupe and things like that.
Right, and you don't have to be a storage architect, if you will, to figure this out. You change that application-aware profile just as easy as you and I change a font in Microsoft Word. You just drop down a menu. I need that for a database redo log. And the system goes, okay, I know what to do about that.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so really simplifying that whole storage admin, performance architect. It makes a DBA's life really easy because they're not arm wrestling the storage anymore.
Right.
You've got this awesome flash resource for performance optimization.
Right.
You get anywhere between 1, 2 millisecond latencies down there, or if it's kind of one of these capacity biased use cases. So let's say email's a great one too. Microsoft Exchange. We all know that Exchange 2010, Microsoft got rid of deduplication out of the Exchange app.
Right.
The CEO sends out the all hands employee manual or whatever to 10,000 people. We're only storing 1 copy of that.
Yeah, and I've actually, I've had said that to people before, and they've lamented the fact that Microsoft has done something like that. And I was like, yeah, but almost, storage these days, if you get the right storage, that does that for you now. So why make Microsoft do that and add all that overhead and complexity and all the challenges that came with it, when it's just going to be done across all your workloads anyway?
Yep. So deduplication is extremely I/O intensive.
Right.
So getting that out of the server and put it down into the storage helps a lot. We've actually seen customers say, wow, you've taken so much CPU load off of my server plant. I can drop the number of cores that I'm using, and guess what? Pay less for VMware licenses, pay less for Oracle licenses, because they charge by core.
Right.
So you can actually shift a lot of money around. We had one customer, they spent $100,000 on a Tegile array and saved $500,000 in license cost.
Let's see.
Boom, day 0.
Let's see, the return on investment for that. Oh wait, day 1.
Right.
Day 0, like you said, yeah.
So
that's incredible.
Yeah, getting very aggressive with consolidation with a really well optimized storage system can do wonders.
Wow.
For the private cloud, if you will.
I like that return. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob, for this discussion.
You bet. Thanks, Scott.
And thank you for watching, and keep watching both virtualizationsoftware.com and enterprisestorage.com for more.